Buongiorno, ladies and gentlemen. SeKo Starcraft is bringing you some more pro replays. We have ColdScars up here in the top right. I thought I said ColdScars for a second. Herpes Face versus IdrA. Now this is post IdrA leaving EG. Now I don't know for sure if this is the IdrA, but I don't know of any other players who is playing under that tag, and that is the capitalization he uses for his name. So this might be one of the first games that I'll be able to snag of him as a free agent. I know that most recently, as I've heard, IdrA is going to be getting into a little bit of casting, but he still wants to keep up with doing content. So it would not surprise me that he'd be out there under his own tag doing something else. But we shall see how good the gameplay is, because if it is IdrA, I expect it to be at a pretty high level. Oh, you have to excuse me, I'm having some Guinness Black Lager. Just got back from playing a really good game of soccer. I am absolutely amazing at playing sport and social club freebie soccer for the city of Edmonton. Yeah, I know that's a big deal. So my lungs are kind of beaten up because it's the start of the year and I'm usually quite lazy. I got a desk job, so you guys are going to have to get me a little bit of slack here. Alright, on IdrA's side, he's up to 15. And it looks like he'll be a 15 hatch. I don't know if that's not too aggressive for this map, I don't think. I know it's a pretty short rust distance to not go pool first, but against Terran it's still pretty standard to go hatch first. We're seeing a gas going to be finished up before the barracks is done. We'll see if this goes into just some pretty standard Hellion play, as I would expect, as the metagame for the early opening against Zerg really hasn't changed much for the Terran, even since Wings of Liberty. Just getting out your Hellions to be able to deal with everything, and it'll be fine. We had a gas, but looks about the same time as the pool. IdrA wants to get out speed, more than likely to deal with any type of Reaper pressure that is already on the way. That's also the problem with kind of getting the... excuse me, my lungs are toast. Getting the pool after the hatch is that you'll be delayed before you can get any lings out or queens to be able to deflect the Reaper pressure. Mules, woohoo! We got an SCV that just likes to hang out here. Looks like he is going to build. Ooh, IdrA will see this if he is going to be going for a really fast CC, which wouldn't surprise me. I mean, he's got the Reapers out to deflect any type of harassment. We do have the Queens on the way now, and a second Reaper, so we won't be going straight into Hellions as I had originally imagined. Is he still taking gas? He is, which is kind of interesting. Figured he'd cut gas for a moment there to get out the command center a little bit faster. What do I know? Really? Ooh, we have violence happening. Violence! A little bit of damage on the Reaper, but nothing too big deal. Good control here out of ColdScars. Herpes is not slowing him down. Queens are about to pop, and then IdrA should be just fine. Get the inject first, because that's super pro Gosu. Now that the Queens are out, I don't expect these Hellions to get too much damage in. Obviously, IdrA did scout that it was a command center after the barracks. So I'm thinking that we should be seeing either super macro focused. The difficulty is with these Reapers out here is it's going to be really tough for IdrA to try to take a third hatchery, which would be really standard in this matchup. Just trying to get that other hatch out to deal with this early expand. The Reapers are denying this, so I actually really like this build quite a bit. Might actually copy that. And the Hellions will be out here pretty soon anyways. Is that another command center? It is too. Mega greedy here out of ColdScars. Well, if we look at the units tab, IdrA has a narrow lead on workers. Speed's just about to finish, so I'm thinking he's going to be able to take map control pretty easily now. There isn't much up for defense here on this side from ColdScars. He has supply block like a boss. This isn't enough Hellions to really do too much damage though. Might get an SCV or two, but now that the Hellions are out, I don't know if he's really going to get too much accomplished here. It looks like he got 2 SCVs there, and that's alright. Just 1. Well, didn't cost him much. But IdrA, yeah, IdrA smartly is going pretty quickly into his third hatchery there. This orbital command's already finished. I don't believe IdrA has seen that, but he can just walk this over here and see it pretty soon. It won't be very long before ColdScars really gets himself up a pretty big lead on economy. One spine at the front to deflect Hellions and Reapers. A few more lings out just to be able to get a surround. Creep is really important in this early stage. I'm surprised the Terran isn't down here trying to deny it, because getting surrounds on creep is so much easier with your speedlings. And creep spread's an area that I lack in quite a bit in my Zerg play. I know it's super important, and you can win games pretty easily off of good creep spread. Here comes the Terran player now. Let's see. Ooh, not great timing from IdrA. How quick is his reactions? Only loses one ling, but good reaction out of both players. Two queens out here, and the lings. Big hit on the lings. Be careful about that. You can take a lot of damage really fast. Nice safe play right now out of ColdScars. I know it's ColdScars, don't give me shit. IdrA is still keeping a lead up. If we look at the workers, yeah, IdrA's got a pretty huge lead on workers, even with that macro CC down. Looks like he's been not hitting the SCV production as fast as he needs to. Really good creep spread, lots of creep tumors out here. And he's got two queens at this base, one queen at this base. Really tight on the injects there too. It's really nice. See how low the energy is on those queens. Being really, really tight on the injects. Super important at the high level. Macro hatch. The tech choice we're seeing out of... Ooh, another 11 drones. Tech choice we're seeing out of IdrA looks like it's probably going to be 3 or 4 base Ultra. Just starting to get his upgrades now. Not that far off the Terran, so he should be fine. We haven't seen a lot of Marines out yet. I'm assuming it's just going to be Marine Widowmine. Oh, pardon me and my busted lungs. Great scout timing out of IdrA here. Sees all the barracks going up. Sees the... Oh, excuse me. This is starport. I'm surprised, Terran players. I know it's tough because most of the time your factory is on a reactor. But I think getting out Blue Flame for Hellions, I know you're going to go into Hellbats, but having Blue Flame Hellions, even if you get into the mid and late game for run buys, so fast, do so much damage. I think it's a very, it seems to be a very neglected ability at this day and age. Fourth hatchery going down, lots of workers. What is IdrA up to at this point? 73. Good lead still over the Terran player. A Spire on the way as well. Really? It looks like IdrA might be going for baneling drops. That'd be pretty sick. I haven't seen too many people do that. I've seen TLO using that more recently. Did he get Burrow yet? No, he did not. That might be a worthwhile investment. Still building more drones. I think IdrA's got enough drones now. In a really good way, ColdScars here has been able to keep most of his early stage units alive. He still has the same Hellions and Reapers that he started the game with. So they'll be able to help a lot with his push. We have a trader heading over to this base at the same time as an actual Marine heading over to this base, so might actually get away with this. It's kind of funny. He's coming in to check the wall. I thought he was coming in to check the wall. He sees the expansion there. I'm pretty sure this Marine's going to blend in just fine. That's so hilarious. Oh no, nice pick off there by ColdScars. Still great creep spread out of IdrA. Has almost got half the map covered. This base hasn't been saturated yet, but he already has 2 queens over here for creep spread. It looks like ColdScars has enough of an army now to push out. Does have a fair bit of a supply lead over IdrA. IdrA is just pumping out 8 mutas. What is our Marine count? He's got a pretty good amount of Marines here. 8 mutas I don't think is going to be able to get enough done. We do have a couple of spines here in anticipation of this. IdrA definitely needs to pop out a bunch of overlords. There they are. I don't know if there's any banelings nearby, just a handful. Well, hitting the Hellions is okay with your banelings. They are light units, so they take good damage from those as well. Pretty good hits on those banelings. These Hellbats are doing great work against this ling pressure though. Not many Marines left. These mutas should be able to clean a lot of this up. He's just got to be careful about the Widowmines. Those Widowmines have already fired. I don't think there's any detection over here. There's a detection from IdrA. Nice cleanup from IdrA there. Manages to take care of everything, and with the detection takes out the mines. Really smooth play, didn't panic. Only really lost the spine collars there, and he should probably consider remaking those. In classic IdrA fashion, it looks like he wants to keep building up a huge unbeatable army. 2-2's gonna be finished pretty quick, same with +1 air. More mutas on the way. I've watched some more IdrA games lately, and I've just noticed that for some reason he seems to be gun shy about putting on pressure. He's got all these mutas kicking around that aren't really getting any damage in. He's playing super defensive, and one bad trade against the Widowmines, and he's probably going to lose the game. Which is why I think you need to, if you have the mutas, find a way to put on some pressure. If you've got 15, you would be able to take on missile turrets and so forth as well. Terran's coming back in. Down a little bit in supply. Let's see if he can bait out some hits into the Widowmines or not. IdrA's just waiting back right now. Lots of detectors in your army. Might as well. They don't cost any supply. That Widowmine seemed to get a few hits there, but could have been a lot worse. The Terran army's pretty much trapped now. Uh-oh, mutas. Not the right time for the mutas to attack into there. Let's see if we can pull for some drags. Well, big hits on a bunch of the army. Oh, good baneling hits there. Nice round out of IdrA. Cleans it up again, but he doesn't really have a huge supply lead. The Terran's off to a 4th base pretty fast. IdrA needs to find a way to turn the pressure around here. The Widowmines are burrowing. Oh, good hits on the Widowmines. Did pretty big damage to those medevacs though. Few banelings. Oh, big Widowmine hit though. That was pretty important for ColdScars there. Ooh, big reinforcement out of IdrA. Got lots of Mutalisks in this army, but they're pretty flimsy against what it is that ColdScars is making here for a composition. 4th base is done. See if this turns into a planetary. See, during all this, even just to run with a few banelings and some lings at the top would really throw off this Terran player. Oh, it is an orbital he's putting in as well. Looks like ColdScars is really not that afraid of what IdrA has to throw at him. Down by a good chunk of supply. Upgrades are going really good. Did we get the Ultralisk Den? Structures. We do not have the Ultralisk Den yet. Lots of lings coming in. This is really dangerous for the Widowmines though. Oh, boom. No splits there out of ColdScars. So he's going to take the full brunt of that, and there's no planetary here to deal with this army. Looks like IdrA's patience seems to be paying off. How many workers did he get killed there? 17. It's handsome. If we look at the units tab, Terran player's got 53. I mean, he's not out of this. Losing that orbital does kind of suck. Yeah, IdrA's just going to fall back for right now, waiting for his ideal amount of units. There's the Ultralisk Cavern. I was a little surprised that wasn't out sooner. Against this kind of Widowmine play. Oh, great drop. Fantastic position. Ooh, even a Widowmine back there. Let's see if IdrA remembers that or not. Yeah, he does. Great awareness there out of IdrA, and the mutas clean up the rest. How many workers did he get on that one? 5 workers. Not really worth it for a whole medevac full of Marines and a Widowmine. Still long distance mining. Doesn't look like he's making another command center right now. Maybe he's just interested in floating off his main in the next little bit, but there's still tons of gas there. IdrA moving up to another base. How are these doing? Mined out. Got a little bit there. That one's fairly fresh. And this one's still doing alright. Looks like there's one marine down here to just kind of bugger with this. Woo! Oh, slowdowns. It's not a bad sized army here. It's only on 2-2. Let's see what IdrA does here. One Widowmine triggers. Actually, IdRA's probably half. Oh, Jesus. Does he get in time? Oh, that was a huge hit. Looks like ColdScars got out a pretty big army. Most of the Widowmines already triggered. IdrA still has a good sized army here. I think he's in good shape. I think that ColdScars is just going to fall back. I figured he should have came after this hatch here. There he goes. He'll take it down. Just trying to keep that creep back. It's really smart. The Ultralisks are finally out. The upgrades for adrenal glands. I think chitinous and adrenal glands are probably going to end this. Nice snipe on the medevac. Those two upgrades, getting the cracklings and the Ultralisks up to the full tilt. I think that's probably going to be the end of the Terran player here. He's held on well, but I don't think he's got what he needs to. He's got no Marauders out to deal with this really huge composition for Ultralisks. There's no Infestors in this mix though from IdrA, so the Terran player would be able to kite. He has not done a great job of splitting this game though thus far. Oh man. That was well played out of IdrA. Real smart game. Played patient. Lots of kills. IdrA GG's, which is fantastic. I like to see that. Great game. That was actually really fun to watch out of IdrA. I think he played really smart, real patient, deflected well, and even against this really huge Widowmine composition was able to, you know, deflect that. Hope you guys like that. Hopefully get some more IdrA content here over the next little bit, particularly if he's going to be playing at this caliber. So we'll talk to you guys here real soon.